Was there an incident that caused you some concern?
Yes.
And I want to talk about that. Can you tell us where you were when it happened?
I believe you're referring to an incident at the Galaxy Cafe.
I am.
Spring of 2018, I was at the Galaxy Cafe on West Lynn eating lunch by myself. They have very small tables that sit 2 by 2, very close to the person who's sitting next to you. I was alone eating lunch, and there was a man and a woman that's sitting to the table directly next to me, probably within 3 feet away. And they were having a conversation, and the woman of the group was sharing what I perceived to be very personal.
I'm sorry. She's about to repeat hearsay. I object to that.
Sustained.
As you sat and listened to the conversation, did you overhear some information that you felt was inappropriate?
This question calls for speculation and also hearsay. I object.
Sustained.
As you sat and listened to the conversation, how did you feel?
Objection, relevance. Doesn't matter how she felt. I mean, that has nothing to do with this case.
Sustained.
As you sat and listened to the conversation, did you decide to do something?
Objection, vague. I'm not sure what that means, Your Honor.
We'll overrule.
What did you do?
After listening to the conversation, I took a photograph of this person and took it back directly to Attorney General Paxton.
And why did you do that?
Excuse me, can you move closer to the mic?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Cary.
And why did you do that?
Because I felt the conversation was...
Objection, hearsay.
I'm not asking for hearsay. I'm asking what her concern was.
That's not what the question was, Your Honor.
I asked her...
Would you repeat the question?
Yes. You took a picture of the woman. Why did you do that?
I wanted to talk to General Paxton about it, what I saw.
Is security of the Attorney General something that you as an employee were very concerned with?
Always.
Was the conversation that you overheard causing you concern about safety for the Attorney General?
No.
What was it causing you concern about?
Objection, she hasn't said that she was caused concern. I mean, it assumes that she was concerned, and she hasn't told us that yet.
Sustained, you can ask that question.
Were you concerned?
Yes.
What were you concerned about?
The level of personal detail being shared in a public space.
And was it directed to the Attorney General, Ken Paxton?
No.
Who was it directed to?
It was directed to a man who I did not recognize at her lunch table.
Okay. The woman that was speaking, did you recognize her?
No.
Did you do anything further before you left the restaurant?
No.
Did you monitor the woman as she was leaving the restaurant?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
What did you do?
She's already said she did nothing else, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Can you rephrase that a little bit?
I can. Before you left the restaurant, did you try to get any additional information about the woman?
I looked at the car she was driving when we were leaving at the same time.
And what kind of information did you get about the car?
I noticed the kind of car it was, the color, and that it was a car purchased in San Antonio.
Okay. You had the picture in your phone, you had the car information. What did you do with that?
I waited for a time when I could talk to General Paxton privately, and I talked to him privately about what I'd witnessed.
Okay. Tell us what you told him.
Objection, hearsay.
It's not offered for the truth of the matter asserted, Mr. President. It's to show the effect on this witness and the actions that she took as a result of it.
Overruled.
What did you tell General Paxton about what you heard?
Basically what I've just told the court, and I asked him if he knew who she was.
What information did you relay to him about what you had heard?
I relayed to him that I was sitting at lunch alone in the Galaxy Cafe, and I overheard loudly a conversation between two people, and that the details that were provided by this person were surprising to me and of concern, and I wanted him to know about it.
Specifically, what details were you concerned about?
This is hearsay, Your Honor. You've already ruled on that.
Sustained.
And I'm not offering it for the truth of the matter asserted. I'm trying to show why she's doing what she's doing.
If it's not offered for the truth, then it's irrelevant.
Sustained.
When you talked with General Paxton, how did he respond?
He told me that I had taken a picture of his realtor who was trying to sell his condo on Enfield, and that he would talk to her.
Did you believe that?
Absolutely.
Was he concerned that someone was talking about his personal business in a restaurant out loud?
No.
Did you believe him when he said it was his realtor?
Yes.
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
Did he provide a name for that person?
No, he did not.
All right, let's come forward now to May of 2018. Did you have an occasion to go to an official function in San Antonio?
Yes.
And did you see someone there that you recognized?
Yes.
And who was it that you recognized?
Same lady I'd seen in Galaxy Cafe.
Okay. A realtor at an official function? What kind of function were you at?
Was at a National Association of Attorney General's reception, a happy hour, cocktail hour.
Okay. Did you get the name of that person?
He was wearing a name tag.
And what was the name?
Laura Olson.
Okay. During the course of the spring and summer of 2018, did you come to learn what the relationship was between Laura Olson and the Attorney General?
I did.
Objection, Your Honor. I'd like to lay a predicate for that. Otherwise, it's based on hearsay.
Sustained.
How did you come to learn about the relationship?
Attorney General told me about it. I was also told by the security detail and the travel aides.
And did you confirm that it was the named Laura Olson, same person?
I did.
How did that make you feel about him telling you that she was a realtor?
Surprised.
That he had lied to you?
Yes.
May I have House Exhibit 623, please? Would offer State's Exhibit 623 into evidence. Mr. President, it's a public record.
Your Honor,
Do we need to redact any of this?
I would think so, Your Honor. This is like a speeding ticket or something.
The information that's going to be put up is going to be redacted. It has been redacted.
Not my copy.
Yeah, nor on mine.
I don't think we should be using this private personal information about anybody talked about in this trial.
The hard copy will be redacted. What's going to be shown has been redacted.
I don't know what they're going to show.
Oh, can you show us the redacted copy? Because ours is not redacted, nor counsel. We'll break in 15 minutes. We're going to continue to the top of the hour.
Thank you, Jim.
I'm sorry, we're not. I said we're going to break in 15 minutes at the top of the hour. You may stretch your legs if you like, senators, but we're going till the top of the hour.
If I may, I'm going to move on and we'll come back to this exhibit.
Okay, we'll come back to that exhibit. Continue.
During the spring and summer of 2018, were there some things that were happening within the office concerning Laura Olson that you were having to deal with?
Yes.
Specifically, were there problems with morale?
Yes.
In which areas of the office were you having difficulty?
Travel aides, security detail, Mr. Mateer.
How about the scheduler?
To the witness, can you repeat that? We couldn't hear you clearly.
The travel aides, the security detail, and Mr. Mateer was my answer, Your Honor.
Let's talk about the travel detail. What kind of problems were you having to deal with?
The travel detail was calling about the hours they were working, the places they were being required to go, and they were concerned about the general's behavior.
Okay. How about the bag man? What is a bag man?
It's a travel aide, and the travel aide is the employee at the Office of the Attorney General that's generally assigned to the Attorney General, does things like make sure they're on time, has their speeches, make sure you get to the venue on time, keeps time, sort of time management, holds on to those. It's a close aide, personal aide.
Were there problems with the bag man as well?
Yes.
What kind of problems?
Complaining about the hours worked, the hours worked that weren't state business, expressing those concerns to me because I approved their leave or required them to take particular kinds of leave for non-state business events.
What kind of complaints were coming about the hours?
Too long hours, no vacation, odd hours.
Were there complaints about security concerns?
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. We're talking about 2018?
We are?
Some complaints in the office from 2018 that has nothing to do with any of the articles of impeachment, I would object to be irrelevant.
Overruled.
Complaints concerning security. What were the worries?
Similar concerns.
Which were what?
Hours worked, non-state business, disorganization, and changes to the schedule.
Issues concerning not state business. What kind of things?
I mean, I think the affair was one of the concerns that was not state business. So were some of the different switches in the schedule between campaign events and state business.
Who is J.B. Skis?
He was General Paxton's travel aide at that time.
And for the court reporter, it's S-K-E-E-S. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And what kind of problems did you have with him, if any?
I personally didn't have problems with JB. JB quit unexpectedly and refused to tell me or Mr. Mateer why.
You ever had that happen before?
I have not.
Okay. Were there issues with the Attorney General's wife that you were having to deal with as well?
At some point in time, Mrs. Paxton was calling the office, asking about the schedule or asking where he was, and the staff was uncomfortable sometimes answering those questions, and they were complaining about that.
Why would they be uncomfortable?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Do you know what caused them to be uncomfortable?
Only what I was told.
And what was your understanding?
This question is going to be relating hearsay, which you just set it up as hearsay, so I object hearsay.
Sustained.
With a problem like that, with the problems that you were having concerning morale, what did you do? Yes.
I talked to Mr. Mateer. He and I talked about it. I also had a conversation with General Paxton directly by myself about it.
Okay. Let's stop and talk about that. Do you recall when that was?
I cannot be precise, no.
Do you recall what time of year it was?
It would have been the summer of 2018.
All right. Where did you have that conversation?
In my office.
Okay. And what did you talk about?
Objection. To the extent she's going to relate what she said, that would be hearsay.
She's here for cross-examination.
Sustained.
What was the topic of conversation?
Objection asked and answered. She already told us what the topic was.
Overruled.
What was the topic?
The topic was the ethical implications of a secret affair.
Were you able to relay your concerns?
Yes.
Did he confirm that he, in fact, was having an extramarital affair?
Yes.
And did he tell you that that was with Laura Olson?
No.
Not at that time?
No.
All right. What was his attitude when you told him that things were not good within the office because of that?
He was contrite, and he listened to what I had to say very carefully.
Did you get the feeling that he thought it was none of your business?
Maybe. But we had a good conversation,
Okay.
a productive conversation.
Were you able to help him understand why it was affecting the life of the office itself?
I tried to do that.
How did you do that?
We talked about what had happened to previous public officials that I had counseled in similar situations. We talked about previous public officials and what happened to them in similar situations. We talked about the risk involved in secrets of this magnitude that began to bleed over into the work of the Office of the Attorney General.
What kind of risks are there?
I mean, there's ethical risks, there's political risks, there's legal risks.
What kind of legal?
These things can open one up to bribery, misuse of office, misuse of state time, things like that.
How did he receive that information?
Well,
Okay. Did you make a request of him to tell his wife, Angela?
I did.
How did that conversation end?
Contemplatively, and then he left my office.
Were voices ever raised during this conversation?
Not in this conversation, no.
All right. Based on what you know of him and your experience working with him, how does Attorney General Paxton react to confrontation?
He's generally very patient, and he listens well, and he takes in information. So I would say he reacts well to confrontation.
Let's come forward to October of 2018. Was there an occasion that you went to the campaign headquarters?
I did.
Right.
I think that was actually September of 2018.
Okay. And who is present at that time?
Gordon Berry, Jeff Mateer, Brantley Starr, Ben Williams, Mark Rylander, I think, perhaps, myself. And I'm not sure, I could be leaving somebody out, but that's the ones that stand out.
Okay. And what was the occasion?
We were invited to meet with General Paxton and Senator Paxton to talk about this matter,
This matter being what?
the affair.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that General Paxton confessed the affair to all of you?
I think that'd be a fair characterization.
Okay. Did he apologize to all of you as a group?
Did.
Okay. Describe that experience very briefly, if you would, please.
An uncomfortable experience. It's an experience I had not had before in my life. Somber. Be a word I'd use.
How did General Paxton's wife take it? How was she responding?
It was sad and embarrassed, I believe. That was my impression.
Was she crying?
It was.
Right? When you saw that, what did you do?
My heart broke for her.
And what did you do?
After the meeting had concluded, I think I hugged her, and I think I told her that I was sorry this had happened to her.
Okay. What happened after that?
We broke up and went home. Went back to work.
In September of 2018, after that meeting, did you believe that Laura Olson was out of his life for good?
Again, at that point, I didn't know her name, but I thought that this type of behavior was out of his life for good, yes.
Let's talk about August 1st of 2019, coming forward now in time. Was there a change in your duties?
Yes.
What happened?
Judge Starr was being promoted to the federal bench, so there was a vacancy in the deputy first assistant position, which was equal to mine, both reporting to Jeff and helping manage the deputies in the way I described in the exhibit. I was told that that was going to change, and when the new deputy first assistant came in, who was Ryan Bangert, that my duties would be changed and I would be reporting only directly to Mr. Mateer.
Okay. Did you receive an explanation as to why those changes were being made?
It was my understanding that those changes were being made at the general's request because I had said no to him too many times, is what I was led to believe.
Let's talk about that. What kind of things would you
Counselor,
say?
excuse me. The jurors have been here for 2 hours. Can we break? Fine?
Certainly.
Members, come back at 3:20. 20-minute break.
Stay right here, sir.
You can stay.